fashion designers, I will be covering all the essential measurement points for men, women and children in this video. Whether you are tailoring clothes, tracking fitness progress or just curious about your body, accurate measurements are key. This is a Tailor's tape, the tool for taking accurate body measurements. Ever wondered what these tiny little lines on your Tailor's tape actually mean? Well, today I will be breaking down the mystery of inches and fractions in the simplest way possible. We all know what this is, the inch. This is 1 inch, 2 inches, 3 inches, 4 inches and so on. But when you get into these little lines, things can get a little confusing. Confuse no further. This is 3 inches, 3 and 1/8 inches, 3 and 1/4 inches, 3 and 3/8 inches, 3 and 1/2 inches, 3 and 5/8 inches, 3 and 3/4 inches, 3 and 7/8 inches, and this is the next inch. Still confused? Let's go to the basics of fractions. We're gonna start afresh. This is still an inch but without any lines yet. Now think, if this box is divided into 2 equal parts, that is half. Half is always 50% of the whole. See this line right in the middle? This is half an inch. Think of it like cutting a pizza into 2 equal slices. Half is always 50% of the whole. Now if this box is divided by 4, each slice is 1/4. They are 1/4 inch apart. Write the numerators or the numbers on top with respect to the positions of the lines. Reduce all fractions into their simplest forms. Notice how this line, the half inch, is still half. The power of mathematics. This is read as 1/4 of an inch. This is half of an inch. This is 3/4 of an inch, and this is an inch. Okay, back to our box. Make 8 equal divisions. Repeating the steps for the 1/4 inch, this is what we get. These smaller lines, 1/8 of an inch. These 1/4 and these half of an inch. Some tapes even have 16 divisions. Don't worry, it's just the same steps. Now let's flip to the other side. No fractions here, just straight up centimeters. This is 2.1, this is 2.2, this is 2.3, this is 2.4 and so on. This is what you typically use for smaller and more precise tailoring measurements like hems, seam adjustments, or pretty much anything where precision is really needed. Inches, on the other hand, are commonly used for larger, more general measurements like fabric length or body measurements. Of course, when it comes to accuracy, centimeters are generally more precise due to their smaller units, allowing for a more detailed measurement. So next time you pick up a Tailor's tape and see all these little lines, you know exactly what they mean. Measuring just got a whole lot easier, right? Leave your questions in the comment below. Now let me show you how to take accurate body measurements. First, let's focus on the upper body. Here are key points you'll need to measure. Bust circumference. Wrap the tape measure around the fullest part of the bust, ensuring it's level all the way around. Here are the sub measurements to consider taking bust measurements. Under bust. Measure directly under the bust, keeping the tape snug but not tight. Upper or over bust circumference. Measure above the bust, under the arms and around the back. Bust depth. Measure from the base of the neck to the bust point. Bust span or nipple to nipple. Measure the distance between the bust points. Neck circumference. Wrap the tape measure around the base of the neck. Shoulder length. From the back, measure from one shoulder tip to the other. Arm length. Measure from the shoulder tip to the wrist. Wrist circumference. Measure around the wrist. Bodice length. Measure from the shoulder seam and identify how long you want your front bodice to be, and measure from the nape of the neck and identify how long you want your back bodice to be. Now let's move on to the lower body measurements. Waist circumference. Wrap the tape around the natural waistline, usually the narrowest part of the torso. Hip circumference. Measure around the fullest part of the hips. Rise. Measure from the crotch to the top of the waistband. Thigh. Measure around the fullest part of the thigh. Trouser or skirt length. Measure from the top of the thigh to the desired length. Ankle. Measure around the ankle. For men and children, you will follow the same steps. Men and children aren't busty in most cases.